a superb reader of the game.
Gethin Jenkins requiring attention. Just having a look at that's a very inviting blind side for Wales. 20 metres for them to work in if the scrum remains solid. Their prop is receiving attention at the moment.
Let's go.
Dan Carter, well, square on there, and actually Wales did well to deal with this. No panic. Powell accepting the responsibility.
Hit and hold far side.
Quite often those can cause utter terror in a defence, but not so
Touch,
there.
pause, go.
Andy Powell shifts his position, pauses, regroups,
Well
offloads to Gareth Cooper. Jamie Roberts on the crash. Dan Carter makes the tackle.
No hands!
Gareth Cooper digs it out, feeds Powell. He's
Advantage
very
black.
quick, and it's a knock-on
Thank you, both,
by
both.
Andy Powell there.
Okay, leave him, leave him, leave him.
I think he's given an accidental offside, player running into his own player. Therefore, a scrum to New Zealand. Just for a second there was a hint of an opening, but the angle needed to be changed and player was committed and he couldn't do it.
Crouch.
But this has been an impressive performance by Wales thus far.
Touch, pause, go.
That's still a feed. That's as bad as the other one.
Rodney Sowialo picks up. Cowan spins away from the ruck, and Carter kicks behind Shane Williams, who is going to get back there first. Leeburn in support, two left-footers. Leeburn, Brad Thorne watches it go. His second row partner, Ali Williams, is back there. Williams takes on Powell and Matthew Rees, who brings him down.
The line there covering was bent and it needs to be straight. And there are men over for New Zealand here.
Mills Muliaina offload to Nono, a bit untidy, so the centre kicks towards Shane Williams. Now then, the forwards in front of Williams will have to get back. Mix up between McCaw and Nono. No, here comes Nono with a charge. Stephen Jones with a chip for Lee Halfpenny to chase. It's overdone. Sivivatu gets back there. 22-metre dropout.
Option or not? Option or not?
Well, unfortunately that kick was always going out. Unusual there. In fact, difficult for both of them because there wasn't a player who was behind. Normally the player from behind gets it. They both come from the side, and this kick, it didn't get the bounce. And from that initial contact with the floor, it was always going to go out, which is a great shame for Wales.
Rodney Sowialo and Richie McCaw, it's not often they get things wrong. Ryan Jones picks up the kick. Charge down, half.
I have black.
McCaw still in the way of Gareth Cooper there. Stephen Jones. Leeburn! Leeburn still goes for the ambitious offload, and Brad Thorne gets in the way. So close for Wales.
Hold up.
Wales is fullback with one of those lancing runs of his.
Right there.
Jimmy Cowan, with no mean degree of relief, puts it downfield, only as far as Leeburn. Sitiveni Sivivatu, did he call the mark? Rugby at a walking pace.
On the line. There you are.
Well, he's gained a few yards on that, but this is a superb angle again. He's coming back against the grain, and I don't know whether anyone called that. And if no one called, he's got to assume the players aren't there, and he's got to go to ground with that. He'd made the break initially, no need to keep the ball there. They're all turned.
Throw quick out of the zone.
Superb step inside. And if he can't see a man there, he has got to hold on.
Too bad to me. Play.
Because the damage has been done in
Play
one
on.
sense.
I'm going to give a penalty here.
Oh.
No cramp. Off you go. Remarkable recovery.
Yeah. There was a cramp alleged there. Jonathan Kaplan said they're going to give a penalty. He recovered, and Jonathan, under his breath, he said, remarkable recovery. A good piece of cynical refereeing there.
Alan Wynne-Jones takes his place at the line-out and loses it. Matthew Rees gets through on. Ball going New Zealand's way, but it was a knock-on. This won't count. This won't count. Everybody getting excited as Sivivatu struggles to control the ball. They'll come back for the scrimmage here. New Zealand put in.
It does show that Wales are hungry for the ball, and it also shows that irrespective of whether you are the best team in the world, which New Zealand are, when you're turned and you're put under pressure and the ball is coming back quickly, any team in the world struggles when they're on the back foot. The problem for Wales is they've got to keep that there, and when the chances come like the one they've just had, that has to be put away. You look back at the scoreboard later on and see whether a 5 or 7 difference, and it could come down to that. Another feed.
Cowan on the advancing New Zealand scrummage. Dan Carter. Was Richard Kahui onside? Leeburn waits. Kahui comes away with the ball. Shane Williams intercepts from him, but the whistle will go for the knock-on. New Zealand put in, and this will be a very good attacking situation for New Zealand.
See, you watch McCaw here. This is brilliant work. He's a tackler, but he's straight up on his feet, and he's contesting the ball, and it has to have another man in there. Great technique.
Cowan, Sorialo, and Cowan getting a slight pickle there. Now then,
lost the collision, strike down.
New Zealand weren't perfect against Ireland, but they always had the game under control. They're making mistakes here. There's been this mix-up between 7 and 8 under the high ball. Little scrappiness at the line out, and there the scrimmage suddenly faltering.
But that's what happens when you're under pressure, whoever you are, and New Zealand are very rarely under this sort of pressure.
Wales very deliberately come up to this line out. That's the halfway mark. Ryan Jones down to Gareth Cooper.
Waiter 7. Okay.
Jamie Roberts leads the charge. This is Tom Shanklin against Mills Muliaina. Halfpenny tackles Carter. Muliaina back up. Leeburn has it covered. Has to be quick. Richard Kahui in pursuit. That's good work by Leeburn, though. That's a huge clearance by Leeburn.
Well, Dan Carter looking for a quick line out, but deciding against it. Good work by Gethin Jenkins getting up to cover that. The New Zealand scrum half there, Jimmy Cowan, superb piece of play because he was running in at full tilt to play the ball away. He slipped and recovered in one fell swoop and carried the manoeuvre on.
Kevin Mialamu, Ali Williams wins it, but Jimmy Cowan has to turn to gather. Ball lost in midfield. Wales with the knock-on advantage, and again it's a mistake in the New Zealand midfield. Rodney Sorialo.
Well, I said beforehand that the back row battle will be crucial. Is that forward? It doesn't matter. Powell there, Ryan Jones there.
High by Andy Powell?
Possibly. But let's face it, you know, they go both ways, don't they? But this is the sort of thing now Wales have exploited a mistake.